Well, good morning, Big Heart Nation. My name is Shanita, and I'm back to bring you an encouraging word. How is everybody doing this morning? It's a beautiful, crisp, amazing morning. I have my delicious cup of tea, and it feels so great. I'm excited to be here with you to bring you some more good news that you can use. So, today I was thinking maybe you and I could have a little heart to heart today. So, after having some really interesting conversations so far this week, one thing has really come to the forefront of my mind, and that is many of you know that I do a lot of coaching with empaths and highly sensitive people. It's a big passion of mine, and I want to see us win so much because I'm both empathic and highly sensitive. And I know what that's like to navigate this big, beautiful world with all these amazing gifts that we have. This deep ability to connect, this deep ability to see things that most people miss out on. It gives us the ability to see the other person for who they truly are, to love them, to nurture and encourage them in that. And so, one of the things that I had to learn personally how to do was to be able to do all those amazing things for myself. So, with that, today's topic, we are going to talk about how being hyper independent, let me make sure I get the title right, how hyper independence hurts your relationships and how to change it. Now, I want to start us off with a quote. As you know, I love quotes. So, when your needs aren't met as a kid, you learn to be a lone wolf. The trauma response for the neglect is often becoming hyper independent, so you don't need anyone. Now, that quote is from Dr. Jen Wolek. Now, how many of us have had moments where we really felt like it's just easier to do it ourselves? I don't want to have to burden anyone. What about, I got this. I can handle all this on my own. Does that sound familiar? You pride yourself on being able to do it all, handle it all, and be all. Does that sound familiar to you? In your heart of hearts, you truly believe and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt that you are a strong person, you are a capable person, and you know that you are a very resilient person. You had to be, because you've overcome so much so quickly in your life that you've learned to adapt. But the cost for that learning how to adapt has been, I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to depend on anybody because I don't want to be let down. And if this is how you have been functioning, this may be something that we can help you to course correct. You may fall in the category of hyper independence. For me personally, it's something I had to learn because when I was growing up, to be able to be capable, to be a strong person, and to be resilient was everything. You were an amazing human being when you're doing that. But too much of anything can have its downside, can have its limitations. And sometimes when you're coming from a place of fear, those strengths can go over the top and it can begin to work against you as opposed to working for you. So this morning, if you feel like you fall in the category of hyper independence, you pride yourself on not allowing other people in to help you because you don't want to be a burden and you just don't want to be disappointed, then today's live may be a good thing for you to listen to reflect on, and to see how you can make the necessary adjustments so that you can allow more of what you want and need to effortlessly flow into your life. Now, I work with individuals with my coaching packages. One of the specific things that we address is self-sabotaging behaviors. Because as big-hearted people, we are so busy giving. We are so busy wanting to nurture other people that, one, we forget about ourselves. And it's like many of us tend to be around other big-hearted people. Our frequencies, our energies are in alignment. But how many of us allow our big-hearted friends to be of service to us? Do we allow that? It took me years to be in a space where I could be vulnerable. Because I'm going to tell you, the biggest lie that everybody tells at one point or another is, I'm fine. So when someone asks you in a very benign way, how are you today? Do you answer honestly? Or do you just give the, I'm fine? And you know deep down inside you really aren't. You're struggling. You want somebody to better understand you. You go home and you wish that people were as connected to you as you are connected to other people. You are so wonderful at knowing the ins and outs of what make people tick, what makes them happy, disappointed, sad. And you do everything you know how to be of service, to be of benefit to other people. But if you were to be very honest with yourself, you want that same type of relationship for you. And you just don't understand why other people are not as quick to be of service, to be as connected, as engaged with you. I know this because I used to live this. I used to have people tell me all the time, you're so strong. And I thought, are you nuts? Are you not looking? Why are you not understanding why I've been struggling? Why are you not seeing my pain? And then I had to realize that they can't see it because I wasn't showing it. I wasn't brave enough at the time to be vulnerable. There was a hurtful tape running in the backgrounds of my mind that was saying it's a weakness and you can't allow other people to see when you're not strong. And how many of us know that's a lie? That being vulnerable with the right people, with safe people, will allow you to truly step into your strength and embrace your strength. But it took time for me to learn that, to feel comfortable in that. But if you are a beautiful empath or highly sensitive person, and you are really craving a deep connection with other people, you must first create it in yourself. I'm not the type of relationship coach that's going to teach you 10 ways to attract a new mate. While I know that has its place and I think that's amazing, I'm your empathic relationship coach that's going to help you to have a deeper connection with yourself so that all those amazing relationships can come towards you and you can be able to handle it and enjoy it. Good morning, Fatima. It's great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. I hope all is well in beautiful Canada. So we're talking about hyper-independence today. It's the gift of being able to do things on your own if you need to. But the curse on the other side is that you're doing everything alone and you don't have to. So I'm going to give you 3 quick tips on why being hyper-independent is really hurting your relationships. It really hinders your ability to connect to people on a deeper level and to enjoy mutually beneficial relationships. This really is the number one pain point for empaths and highly sensitive people, that we don't get what we give out to other people. And these are these sneaky self-sabotaging behaviors that I want us to really address and focus on, for you to take back into your quiet time and to see if you are getting caught up in these sneaky self-sabotaging behaviors. Now, the first tip, or the first way that hyper independence really hurts your relationships, is it builds bridges instead of, it builds walls instead of bridges. Think about this. Whenever someone in your circle of friends or your relationships comes around and they see that they can be of service to you, and your first response is to say, no, don't do that. I don't need your help. It's not needed. I got it. I can do this. After so long, people are going to take that rejection that you don't mean in a negative way, but they're going to take it and say, okay, I'm not needed here. I'm not wanted here. And they're going to slowly take a step back. And they're going to step back so much that they're just going to be like, I'm not even going to worry about them because they've got it all. They're strong. They can handle it. They have shown me time and time again that when I step forward to ask them, can I be of service to them, that it's not reciprocated. And eventually that sets up resentment with the empath or the highly sensitive person, because it feels one-sided. But when you think about it, if that person has ever offered to help you, to be of service to you, and you've shared with them, no thanks, I don't need your help, no matter how sweetly you've said it, it wasn't offensive at all, people are dealing with rejection on the other end. And even though they may want to continue to be in your life because they know you're an amazing person, they are feeling the effects of that rejection nonetheless. So when you're always the strong one in the relationship, it creates this emotional gap that's really hard to close in. So think about that. Is your hyper independence creating a wall instead of a bridge? The next thing is, after so many times doing this, saying, no, I think I got it, I can handle it, does it ever make you feel exhausted emotionally? Have you ever walked away from a relationship and you felt resentful? You're taking on a lot by not allowing people to be as good to you as you are to them. You are quietly but surely building up levels of resentment. Not only from your end, that you get resentful of the people in your life because they are not giving back to you what you give to them, but have you ever did a temperature check with your friends or family members and wonder, do they feel a little bit resentful towards you? And you may wonder, how is that? Well, let me tell you, as someone that has been on both ends of this discussion, when I am with people that I really love and care about, as a giver, I want to be able to share the best of me with them. And when I'm not able to do that freely and without push and pull and arguing and presenting a case on why I deserve to be able to help you, it makes me resentful because it blocks a part of me that I can't express. And if many of us are out here doing energy healing work, you know that energy has to flow freely back and forth for there to be a level of satisfaction and contentment. And when it's just going in one direction and it meets resistance in one direction, it really begins to build those walls we were talking about just a moment ago. So do a wellness check within yourself and ask, is there resentment within me? And if so, ask, what role are you playing in that? Are you allowing people to give to you as freely as you give to them? And the last one is, it really does deny people the joy of being a blessing to you. Now, I want you to imagine this scenario. A room full of beautiful empaths, loving each other, having a good time, and eventually you're called to be of service to somebody, to be helpful, to be nurturing. But remember, you're in a room full of empaths. How quickly do you think that task is going to get done? My bet is it's probably not, or it may take a good while. Because as empaths, we have to be vulnerable. And in being vulnerable, we have to let people in. We have to say, okay, I'm not feeling good today. And I really don't know why, but my emotions are just not where they usually are. And I need to take some time to reflect on that and see what's going on. But other than that, that's what's going on with me today. Instead of saying, no, I'm fine. And in the background, your life is blowing up. Like, you don't have to tell people your private, personal business. But learning to be honest with the small things, learning to be vulnerable in the small moments, this is one of the greatest ways to get from hyper independence to deeper connection with the safe and loving people in our lives. So start small. Practice. How are you really feeling? This is how I got myself out of hyper independence. I said, okay, I'm going to practice with whenever anyone asks me, hey, Shanita, how are you? I'm going to be very honest. And each morning I had to take time to check in with myself to see, how am I really feeling? And when I did that, I was able to access the emotion and the feelings and the thoughts. So when someone asked me, I had a response waiting, and it was honest. I committed myself to being honest. Even if my response was, I really don't know, but something's off, or I don't know, but man, I feel great today. And you keep on walking and you keep it moving. But I encouraged myself, I committed to myself that I would be honest. And the smaller things, once I got great at doing that, I was able to expand out. And now I ask people for help all the time. And it makes me feel strong, and it makes me feel capable. Because I know I can handle whatever on my own. But that doesn't serve me well when I'm married to an amazing spouse. And they can see that I need help, or I could use some assistance. And my default used to be, nope, we don't play those games anymore. As a matter of fact, because I learned that lesson long before I got married, it made my relationship, my dating life, so much richer. I was able to find a partner that was best for me because I learned how to meet needs for myself. And then I was able to teach that person, this is how I best like to function in a relationship. I recognized it early. I became self-aware. I practiced it as a single person. I worked out the tweaks. And when I met my forever person, I was able to share with them, to nurture and guide them, and this is how I like to do things. And they were able to do that with me. The level of vulnerability that it takes to be able to do that is beautiful, and it's amazing. And when you find your safe person or group of persons that help you to feel safe, being vulnerable and meeting that vulnerability, meeting, absolutely, I can do that for you. And not only will I do that for you, I'm excited to be there for you. It's an intoxicating feeling when you find your tribe and your community. So I want to encourage you today to recognize the signs of hyper independence in your relationships and within your heart. See if it's wreaking havoc in your relationships, and start taking small but impactful steps to gently pull yourself out of that, to welcome in more of the love, the respect, the connection that you truly are deserving of, and then I know that at the end of the day, you truly want. We are beautiful people. We have great hearts and intentions. And I would love a relationship where I had many people that function like me in my life, that nurture and help develop me. And I'll always have her because I'm doing it for myself. And because of that, more of that will gravitate toward me and come into my life. And here's one other thing. The reason why boundaries are so wonderful is because it's not what you're saying no to, it's what you're saying yes to. I keep tight boundaries on myself because I'll look myself in the mirror and I'll say, you know what? We're slacking. That didn't work out. Hey, how can we course correct this? How can we reverse engineer this to make it to where next time in the future, it goes a lot better for us? And that starts with being committed to me and my well-being. I know we are going to win, and I know we're going to take our relationships to the next level, because we are in a season now where we are looking within ourselves, doing some self-awareness, and we are looking at all the things that are going beautiful in our lives and all the things that we can just make minor little tweaks, minor little adjustments, a mindset shift that will really pull us forward into the direction that we really enjoy and want to go. Now, the last thing I want to share with you, and I want to read you something. Strength isn't about doing everything alone. It's about knowing when to lean on others, when to rest, and when to say, I could use some help. True strength lies in your ability to trust, to connect, and to build a life where you feel supported. This is my hope and my desire for us all, to build a life where we feel trusted and we can trust others, where we connect deeply within ourselves and allow us to connect with others, and to build a life where I know I'm supported no matter what. That is an amazing, rich, abundant, and wealthy life. So put it down in the comments. Let me know. Are you somebody that is struggling with hyper-independence? Would you like to start your journey to help you to begin to move away from that and embrace deeper connections with not only yourself, but with everyone else? Are there other sneaky self-sabotaging behaviors that are lurking in the background that you may not be aware of? I want you to reach out and schedule some time and let us talk about that. How can I best help you get on your journey to deeper connections? Setting those boundaries that are going to give you the best relationships you can possibly have. Let's see. Fatima says she's got some good news yesterday. Her husband's colonoscopy there. What? Fatima, that's amazing. Blessings to you and your husband. That's awesome. Now, I know that has to be a huge and tremendous weight off of both of your shoulders. Let's see. He has to do another one. And yes, we're going to continue. In a year and a half, we're going to continue that health streak. And let's see. She says, I believe in miracles, and they happen every day. Fatima, you are so right. And I think a lot of the miracles that we overlook in life when we're looking for these big grand gestures, while they're amazing, just like the one you had with you and your husband, It's the little things also. And it's about balance. I'm not saying you don't look for the big things, but when we open our eyes in the morning, it's a beautiful miracle. When we can spend time and space and share good energy with people and loved ones, that's a miracle. When we can look in the mirror and we can see something that we just love and enjoy, that's a miracle. Because everybody, if you're a human being, you've been through some stuff. You've overcome many things. And at this season of life, you just want to enjoy the people and the things that you do have. It's about knowing that we're not without. But if we look around in our lives, we'll see so many blessings if we just pay attention and open our eyes to it. Fatima, I will continue to pray good prayers and send love and healing energy to you and your husband and to everyone in your family. And I'm so excited for you. I can't wait to hear how you two will celebrate this great news. And just what an amazing thing to be thankful for as we're going into the North American Thanksgiving holiday. So I'm just grateful to you. Round of applause. And just thank the Spirit team, God, love, everything that's around us that provides us with the beauty that we have in this life. I wish you two many, 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 many more good quality loving years together. And I thank you so much, Fatima, for being here, for listening to me and tuning in today. This has been wonderful. Thank you to everybody that will catch this on the replay. Put your comments below in the and let me know how you resonate with this. Let me know how I can be of assistance to you. Always remember, I have 2 guided journals on Amazon. One deals with boundaries and the other one deals with helping you deal with your sensitive nature. Let me know what you think in the comments. I love you guys. I'm grateful for you. And I will see you soon. Bye.